Welcome to the Running Refresh Podcast, where hot takes and debates on the sport of running are more than welcome in the studio and for the good of the sport.
Running Refresh is hosted by Logan Lummel and his refreshing guests.
To the Running Refresh Podcast. I'm joined by Robert Perry, also known as RP Shoots. I'd like to say he's the best photographer on the team, but I'd get in trouble with my coach, Steph. Snapshot Steph. They both have their own styles. He's a freshman at Western Illinois. Recently opened up his cross-country season at the Missouri Gans Creek Classic. Started this fall with some injury issues, but now coming around at the right time to compete for top 5 spots on the team, maybe some more. We'll see as the season goes on. But would you like to introduce yourself? Where you're from? What's your major? How'd you get into running?
Okay, so my name's Robert Perry. I'm from Elgin, Illinois. It's right outside of Chicago. We like to say it's where the city meets the cornfield. And how I got into running is kind of funny, I guess. It started out, I used to be a baseball kid, but then I got cut from the travel team. So it was like...
What age was this?
12, 13. So I was like middle school, I guess. I thought I was going to go pro. I ended up not. But there was this cross-country camp that the high school ran during the summertime. And at the end of the camp, they went to Six Flags, and that's the only reason why I even originally did the camp. But I just stuck with running, and here I am now.
Yeah, and then what's your major?
Business marketing.
What do you plan? What are your plans right now after college?
Plans right now is to I want to be on the social media side of things, so be like the head director of social media operations for like athletic teams or sports programs.
That's dope. All right, so this podcast, Running Refresh, is hosted by me, Logan Lummel. I'm a future teacher and coach, current runner, ex-soccer player, hoping to provide unique perspectives on running from guests like this short king, Robert Perry. I post running-related content every Sunday at noon. Follow on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube at Running Refresh. Leave a review on Apple or Spotify. Leave a like, follow, or subscribe. All right, so... First, we're going to interview Robert, and then I have a couple segments, new segment, so stick around for that, specifically tailored to Robert, and then also rapid refresh at the end where I ask some questions in really fast, try to get some quick responses. So let's start. So I called you RP Shoots. Can you explain what that is?
RP Shoots is my Instagram handle. Go follow if you haven't already. Basically what it is it's my Instagram page that I post all of my pictures at. I'm a photographer, mainly focusing on sports. Basketball and running are the only two that I've really focused on, but I'm planning on hopefully doing soccer, volleyball, all the sports here at WIU at some point. That's the goal. And basically what it is right now I'm just mainly focusing on the team because that's all that I have time for. But I like to take pictures, always done it through these past couple of years, and I just like to post them and share whatever I can with my people.
So where did that originate? Where did that start? Where was your inspiration for that?
It all started with my dad, actually. My dad got a camera to document me and my sister through our lives, just taking pictures of important moments, like sporting events. And then my junior year, I got pretty injured. I had a bad injury streak, and it kind of expanded through my senior year. So to stay in contact with the sport without actually having to run it, he gave me a camera for my birthday, and he said, go wild with it. And then that's when it started to take off.
That's pretty awesome. So when did your dad start? How, any idea how he got into it?
Our neighbor was really big. He was actually a professional photographer.
Oh, that's awesome.
So my dad's just like, oh, that seems pretty cool. You have all these pictures of your kids. I want to take pictures of mine. So he just bought a camera one day at Target or Walmart, and yeah.
Have you ever gone commercial with your photography, or do you plan to in the future?
I've done some really small graduation parties. Okay. I did a wedding this summer. I'm starting to get more paid stuff, but a lot of it's just been oh, hey, can you go to this basketball
building
game?
Building your portfolio and just having fun with
so
it.
Far. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's been your favorite event so far to photograph?
I went to a basketball event ran by Cam Wilder. It was Cam Wilder times a guy named Sloshay who's from my area. He's a big basketball guy. He posts a lot of mixtapes and stuff like that for a lot of local athletes so that they can get their name out there. And they had a huge event in LaGrange, Illinois. And that was really cool. I met a lot of bigger people with 500K, million followers, and even some of them even reposted the pictures that I took.
That's cool. So what type of camera do you use?
I use A Nikon D3500. It's kind of like, if you look it up, it's like the basic camera. If you look up like most basic camera, that's what it's going to be. And I usually use the lenses that come with it.
Okay.
But I mean, once I get a little bit more money, I'll try to buy a nicer camera.
And how much was that camera even?
Probably like $800.
Wow,
and that was just the basic one.
Yeah. So what advice do you have to people just looking to get into photography?
I mean, it's just one of those things that you have to just do it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can't be scared. You have to go out there. It's kind of like, I guess, like intimidating at first. You're just this random person taking pictures. But then like you have to go up to people and be like, hey, I have an Instagram page. I'll tag you in any pictures that you might want. Here's the link to all of them. Stuff like that. You just have to start from somewhere. And then once you start, you're going to slowly build like an audience, and it just is easier and easier.
Hey, you definitely are building an audience. I know everybody on the team appreciates it. It's awesome. You know, see pictures, workouts. It's great. So how would you say you're different from your competitors? It's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out like what my thing is. Like everybody, all the established people already have their things.
Yeah.
Like even if it's like they take black and white pictures or they take really good pictures, like in a certain style.
Don't worry if you
like
hear
that.
the fire alarm. That's just Hobby smoking out the room downstairs, making some meat or something. I don't know.
But no, I mean, I think what makes me different is that I do a lot of running stuff, and that's something that's not really covered at the mainstream level, I guess. Like, I really like running photography more than any other sport just because I'm always around it. So I just find a passion in it, and that there's not many people that actually like do running like full time.
Yeah, and I mean, it's okay. You're still finding your niche. You're still getting into. I mean, you're well into it, but you know, it's an art, so it takes time, and it's a craft, right?
Definitely.
All right, now let's kind of get towards your running story. So, how was high school running for you? When did you start taking it more seriously?
So I started I started freshman year doing cross country because I did it through middle school, and it was like a big group of me and my friends that we kind of like stayed through it almost the whole entire way out. We kind of came in as like people were saying that we were the future because we qualified for state in middle school. We were doing all these big things. And so we came in like my freshman year. I had an all right cross country season freshman year, but it wasn't until my freshman track season that I really started to take off. Ironically enough, Diego, one of our teammates, he helped me pace through my first sub 5 mile. And that's really when it started to take off. I ran 4:46 as a freshman after running 5 flat.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah. And then it started to take off from there. My sophomore year, I ran 4:36, 10:07. And then in cross country, I ran 15:30 for the 3 mile because Illinois does 3 mile, not 5K. Then unfortunately took a dip. I had a long string of injuries. Didn't know really what was happening until midway through my senior year. I got diagnosed with this thing called Hagelin's deformity in my foot, which is something that like you usually find in like 6-year-old women. But I guess I had it in my foot for some reason. I had that surgery done, sat out a decent bit of cross country.
What was that surgery? What did that entail?
So basically what it is that my heel bone grew back a little bit farther than what it should have. So I had a huge like golf ball size like lump on the back of my heel, my right heel. And what they had to do was they had to like go in and shave the bone away.
That does not sound comfortable.
No, it wasn't. And they had there was a small part of my Achilles that was attached to that like extended thing. So they kind of like had to simulate like what a tear would have been. So they had to unattach and then reattach my Achilles. So, yeah, it wasn't fun, but, I mean, I was back biking within, like, 6 weeks. Yeah. So I stayed dedicated and motivated. Yeah.
So what have you learned then, you know, from that long period of time, especially as a young athlete? I'm sure that's hard. What were your takeaways from that period of time?
It was really hard, like you said. I mean, there was times where where I just thought, like, oh, I'm never going to get better. I want to quit. There was definitely some moments, like, where I was like, I'm going to give up on this sport after high school. I don't want to do it no more. But, I mean, it just helped me like become a stronger person. I used to take for granted like feeling healthy, feeling good. Now I really don't. When I have those days like where nothing hurts, I'm like, this is amazing. Yeah, enjoy the moment. That's definitely one of the biggest things that I learned.
Okay, and then what would you say you're most proud of so far in your running career?
I would say that like just I don't know, like all the friends and memories that I've made. I'm more proud of that. The impact that I've made on some of the people. I mean, like back in high school, I tried to be like a team leader because when I was a freshman, we had a good group of seniors be the team leader. So like during my junior year and senior year, I really tried to help the freshmen that were kind of lost, didn't know what to do. And by my senior year, they came up to me and they're like, "Thank you for helping me." So that was probably one of my proudest moments.
Yeah, and I mean, track or cross country usually isn't always seen as a team sport, and we're individuals, individual time, stuff like that. But there's definitely a team aspect to that, and we need leaders like that. So that's awesome. All right, now let's get into your college cross country and track. Start of your career. What are your goals for the current season?
For cross country, I mean, staying in the top 5 is definitely the big goal, and just finishing out the season strong. I mean, if long shot, shot in the dark, if I could be all conference in cross country somehow, maybe a bad day.
Maybe me, you, and Olin.
Yeah, me, you, and Olin, possibly. I mean,
shock the nation.
help the team finish the best that they can. Awesome. Really, that's just the main goal right now.
Okay, and then how about track? What events do you see yourself competing in?
I've always been a fan of longer distances. I mean, I have 0 leg speed, so probably the 10K, 5K.
You're gonna take a shot at the 10K.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, why would you voluntarily want to put yourself through that pain?" I mean, I'm fine with doing things that nobody else wants to do.
And then, you're a freshman right now and you've been adjusting into college life. What advice do you have for incoming freshmen?
I would say to just take it one day at a time. I guess Western Illinois was it wasn't that big of a shock that I originally thought it was. But I mean, it was so different than anything that I'm used to at home. I mean, the biggest shock for me was not having a Target 5 minutes away from my house. Everything like that. I actually kind of
just a Walmart.
Just a Walmart, which there's nothing wrong with it, but Target's better.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm from Minnesota, so that's the home of all Targets, right?
Yeah. Just the big shock. I mean, meeting so many new people every single day. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all you have to be a lot more responsible. There's nobody watching out for you.
Nobody's holding your hand.
Definitely, no more's holding your hand. No more of your mom doing your laundry, unfortunately.
No.
Stuff like that. I mean,
in the dorms though, you still have people cooking for you, so that helps.
Yeah, that does help when they're not burning it down, of course.
All right, so what's an unpopular opinion you have about the sport of running? So track or cross country? Any unpopular opinion? I'll start with mine.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of the pacing lights. All right, especially they're going for the world records on the track, and they got the pacing lights. I get it, I mean, you still have to have that fitness to run that fast, but pacing is such a skill in the sport, especially at a high level. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that just takes away a little bit. And then it's kind of silly too, because they'll have pacers with the pacing lights. So I don't know. It's a little silly to me, but I don't know if that's even unpopular, but
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that much. But
nothing on super shoes or?
Well, what I was going to say is that I kind of agree with what the Newberry Park coach said when 420 isn't a fast high school mile. I mean, a lot of people are like, yeah, it's fast. You can't even run 420. And I haven't ran 420 yet. But I mean, just looking at the big picture, there's this year there was 3 or 4 high schoolers break 4 in the mile. I mean, that's only going to increase more and more and more. People are getting faster. If you think that 420 is fast, then you're going to peak at 420. You have to think faster. So that's what I would consider.
I mean, his point is just it's not even about the time 420 either. It's just any time in general. We shouldn't just limit ourselves to a time.
Definitely.
But I think that's really the main point there.
But yeah, no, that's how I see it. But people are like, oh, you saying that 420 is not fast. It's ridiculous because you can't even run it.
So another unpopular opinion I have, it's at the end of the race, people have a massive kick and they're like, oh, he just has a massive kick. He's so fast. I can't do that. I just see that as them just having better endurance than everybody. So they're just fresher at that point in the race.
Definitely. Yes.
Part of it is you have to have a certain level of sprint mechanics to still pull off a 28-200 at the end of your race. But
definitely.
It's just the fact that they're fitter. So they're fresher. So they're not anaerobic yet, especially 5K, 10K. So.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Unless they're one of those people that just slow down in the middle and then full out sprint the last K.
All right. Last interview question I have for you. So how do you define success in the sport of running? Kind of came up at practice today, actually. But like you said, is it times you have to hit? Is it the influence you have in the sport, or the progress you make? What would you define success in running as?
That's kind of hard, but I mean, defining success, I think that's more of a personal thing from person to person. I mean, some people might say times. I mean, my version of success would be at the end of the day being like somewhat satisfied with like how much I've came so far. I mean, I started out as someone that couldn't break 6 in the mile, and hopefully my goal is to break like I get as close to 4 possibly.
Yeah.
Anything like that. I mean, something like that, the impact that you make, but like for overall, I would say definitely like the impact that you leave on the sport. Like people are going to remember your name.
Yeah. Yeah. And just personally, like it's just such an individual sport. So like for everybody, that means a different thing. You know, there's a wide range of runners. I mean, sometimes we like make fun of hobby joggers or whatever, but like, you know, as more like higher level athletes or whatever, but like just going out, getting out the door and just consistently running and just being a part of your life.
That can be successful.
That can be successful for certain people, especially, you know, if they got a full-time job and, you know, if they get into running later in life or whatever. All right. So next we have a new segment. It's called Flick or Flak. And this is made just for Robert Perry since he is a man of taste.
Special.
All right. So I wanted to find out his opinions on these fashion trends / clothing items. All right. So flick meaning good, you know, like take a pic.
Yeah.
Or flak, like, you know, some criticism, like bad.
Okay.
All right. So Crocs.
Flick, 100%.
100%.
I love Crocs.
You got a color you rocking with?
Right now I'm rocking with black, but at home, I mean, my sister has tons. I think she has like the whole rainbow at this point. Crocs are comfortable. I mean, I know people that like
sport mode,
100%. I mean, they can like design. There's like Lightning McQueen Crocs. There's so many different styles. You could rock them with anything. Oh, definitely a flick.
All right, flannels.
I would say I do have flannels, but I would definitely say that they're a flak. I mean, like they're overused, overrated.
This is your unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion. Flannels are a little bit overrated. I mean, if that's your thing, no hate. But I mean, like, I feel like every white person has worn a flannel and like taken like a fall picture with like pumpkins or something like that.
All right, I got another one for you then. Hawaiian shirts.
Ooh. I would say like unironically, if you wear like a Hawaiian shirt like out not to like a social like gathering or like maybe it was like a theme for a game or something like that, it would be a flak. Like I mean like unless you're in Hawaii, I don't see like a point of wearing them outside of the house, like unironically. But if you're going to like a party or like a themed football game or like if we have a themed practice Hawaiian shirt, then you can like wear it. But if I see like somebody wearing it out in public, I'm gonna be like, what is this dude doing?
You're gonna give him some crap.
Yeah.
Right. Snapbacks.
Like are the not fitteds, like the ones like with the thing, like
just like, you know.
Ooh, definitely a flag.
Wow.
Definitely. It's like not like 1980 something, 1990s no more.
I'm not a hat guy. I'm gonna be honest, you know. My brother he's got like 30 hats, but I'm just like, no.
They have fitteds for a reason now. It perfectly fits your head.
I mean, he doesn't wear snapbacks, but he's just a hat. Like in general, I'm just not a hat guy.
Yeah. My dad's a big hat guy, but he has like the dad hats. Okay. I mean, those are fine in my opinion.
Dad hats are flick.
Yeah.
But snapbacks are flak.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. How about cowboy hats?
Oh, a flick 100%.
Flick 100%.
Personally, I want a cowboy hat. Howdy this, howdy that. I mean, I want a cowboy hat so bad. I'm not from the country. I'm from Chicago. Yeah. But I mean, I see people rocking cowboy hat, and I'm like,
oh
damn,
my gosh,
that guy knows what he's doing.
Okay. Well, another one, boots.
Boots, like cowboy boots or
cowboy
just
boots.
Oh. I know some
Jace might get mad.
Yeah, Jace.
Or Caleb.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends on how you wear them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say flick because I gave it to the cowboy hat. I mean, if I see like a dude like walk up in some cowboy boots and a nice cowboy hat, looking all Western and fancy, I'm like, oh geez, that man probably just got off the farm, off of hard work.
All right, socks and sandals.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, flick because I do that myself. Definitely a flick.
You might have to watch. Yeah, I'm wearing socks and sandals.
Definitely a flick. I do that all the time. I mean, only time that is not acceptable is like at the beach or something like that. Okay. But why would you be wearing socks in the first place?
That's kind of weird.
But I mean, definitely a flick.
Okay, yeah, I'm a big socks and sandals guy. It's probably like a personality trait or something. All right, grout fit.
Flak.
Flak?
I mean, sometimes
what about, we got some grout fit warm ups though.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, I don't because I still haven't got mine. Shots fired at the equipment person, but A Flak, I would say. I mean, like, some people can pull it off. I'll give it to that, but it's like a rare few. Most of the time, you just look like that. You're lazy.
Okay,
rolled out of bed.
polos.
Polos. Like, yeah, no, that's a flick. I wear polos a lot.
Okay.
I can't hate on my own self. They're sometimes corny, and you could say that they look like frat boy
Yeah,
outfits,
frat
but I
boys.
mean, I wear polos. Some
I'm
people
wearing
can pull them
polos a
off.
lot right now, student teaching.
Definitely.
So
Yes.
and I prefer them to like dress shirts. You know.
Oh,
when I
100%.
can.
I'd rather wear a polo than a dress shirt.
Yeah. All right, cargo pants. To all
Cargo
the dads
pants.
out there.
Like shorts or pants?
All right, both.
Shorts is a Flak. They never looked good, never will look good. Sorry, Logan. Cargo pants, flick, I guess. I've seen a lot of tough outfits with them on.
Yep.
So, I mean, like, you could style them right, but it's one of those things. I just don't like the shorts. I like the pants more.
All right, this next one is This is at Cooper Cox. Vapor flies, but like not to race in. Or even worse, Vaporfly next for sense.
Oh, definitely.
But like you're not racing, you're not working out. By the way, that's a super shoe if you don't know.
Oh, a Flak 100%. I've been to cross country meets and track meets, and we see parents wear these, and they look brand new, and they're walking around, and we're like, "What are you doing? You look like a goofball."
It kills me.
It's
it
like,
kills me
just
inside.
give me your pair. You're not using them properly. You don't need those to walk around
I mean,
in.
some of those are like $300 almost.
Definitely,
Like you knew?
yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know. Like, I guess like if they do like a hobby jog, but you don't even need them to jog. Like that would like hurt your calf to jog in, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't get it. That's just me.
Yeah, no,
All right,
definitely.
last, blue jeans.
Blue jeans. Flick. I wear blue jeans.
There's a time and place for me.
Definitely.
I don't know. Personally, I don't find them comfortable. Like there's people that wear them every day, and I don't understand. And even when it's like hot, I'm just like, no.
Yeah. There's a time and place for them, but definitely a lot of people look good in blue jeans, so I gotta say Flick.
True. All right, next we got the recurring rapid refresh segment, a segment where I ask my guests too many questions for them to answer in a timely manner. First, what is something people are surprised to learn about you?
People are surprised to learn about me. Geez, I don't know.
That you're kind of soft?
Yeah, I'm not that soft, I would say. A lot of people call me sassy for some reason.
Sassy.
Don't know why. People say that. People are surprised that I'm a college athlete just because of my size, honestly.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it's a low blow, but unironic. It's a low blow, but I mean, it is what it is. I surprise a lot of people by saying like, "Oh, I'm a college athlete," and they're like, "For what?
For what?
The short Olympics or something?" I don't know.
Sheesh.
But yeah, that's
All right,
definitely a surprising.
Next
thing
one.
that people
What
say.
keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night? Besides TikTok, of course. I mean, sometimes.
You ever get any bad dreams?
Yeah, I'd be getting bad dreams, like falling off buildings. Like I don't know what that means. If someone can tell me what that means, let me know. But I mean, like falling off buildings. Sometimes I will get like randomly like attacked by something. Like it could be a dog, a tiger, a lion.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, I know, scary stuff. I don't think I have a fear of those things, but maybe I do.
All right. If you could have a dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
3 people.
I'm coming at you with the hard questions.
Jeez. I'm trying to think. Dead or alive? Like, I don't know. I would want 2 people to be like, one person that I'm like, probably like Steve Prefontaine, number 1. I think that he's just a cool dude. I think that we'll be able to like chill with each other.
Legend of running.
And then I'm trying to think of maybe like.
I mean, anybody alive you're trying to talk to right now?
I'm trying to think about alive. I'm trying to pick of like 2 people that are like rivals right now so that I could just see them like fight.
Okay.
I don't know, like argue about some stuff. Maybe like Matthew Centrowitz and who's he beefing? Any guy that he's beefing with right now.
Matthew and what, Cole Hawker?
Yeah, Cole Hawker, sure.
All right. What was the last thing you Googled?
Last thing I Googled. Oh, geez.
Think about it.
Oh, jeez.
Let's think about it here. I'm trying to think about the last thing I Googled. It was probably some questions some student had today.
Yeah, last thing I Googled. Let's go to the search engine real quick. Hopefully it is not bad. Last thing I Googled is... Oh. Okay, the last thing that I Googled was... So I wanted to buy this shirt,
Okay.
and I Googled PacSun. That was it.
Well done. A man of taste.
Yes.
PacSun, Flick, Flak.
Flick. I buy a lot of my shirts from there,
Okay.
but Flak because it's overpriced sometimes.
All right. Fair enough. All right. Would you rather have more time or money?
Like, what do you mean? Like
Time or money?
Time or money? Time. I'm not really concerned about money.
True.
I would rather at the end of the day, I can't keep it. So, I would rather live
I would
a lot
definitely have
longer,
more time.
have a lot more memories, do a lot more things that I would want to do at the end of the day.
All right. What is the worst movie you've ever seen and why?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Just a garbage movie. You just walked away and you're like, wow, this is just garbage.
Okay, so I don't know what the title of it was, but it was really cheap, and it was during COVID, kind of like when movie theaters were just starting to open back up.
Okay.
I completely forgot the title.
Once movie theaters started open back up after COVID, there's no good movies.
Yeah, but we watched this one horror movie, put horror like that, because it was not scary at all. It was a German movie, but with English talkovers or whatever. So everything was slightly off to begin with. But it was this group of kids, and they get into this bus, and they go into this tunnel, and there's a monster in the tunnel, and it was made no sense.
It just made no sense.
It was a dumb story. They nothing really happened.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they all made it out of the tunnel. The monster's still there. They never solved anything. It was
and
just
pre-COVID, I felt like the movie theaters were popping off.
Yes.
And then COVID happened and everything went to streaming. Mm-hmm. And then after COVID, I was like, I really want to go to the movie theaters. Movie theaters near our sport. I love going to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
And it was just garbage. It's still recovering. I have a couple things. Avatar 2 is coming out.
I did see
over
that.
Christmas. So
definitely excited about that.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. All right, what do you think is the most crucial trait of a runner?
The most crucial trait? I would say determination, because running is not one of those things that you're going to constantly go up. You're going to plateau at some point. You're going to have it down. You're going to get injured. You're going to feel tired. It's just being able to hit a switch in your brain and be okay, I'm going to hurt, but you're going to still have to push through this.
Yeah, and then for me, I would say just consistency, which is kind of like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just just getting out the door, even when you don't feel like it. On those days, my advice, just go a little easier.
Definitely.
Just make it easier on yourself. You don't have to kill yourself every day, running hard, right? So it's if you don't feel like you want to get out the door, just make it easier on yourself. Go easier, right?
Yes, definitely agree with that.
All right, who's winning in fantasy this week? Me or you?
Me, definitely. It's not off to a hot start right now. I'm projected a little bit lower, but I was projected lower these last 2 weeks, and I've won both of them. So definitely me. Have to have confidence.
Yeah, so we have a fantasy football league on the team, all right? But who's your best players for those people that are listening out there?
Best players. I would say Justin Jefferson right now, but he's not been doing too good lately. I mean, he had a good game.
And you had
last
Cam
week.
Akers you drafted.
Yeah.
Who got?
I drafted Cam Akers pretty early. My quarterback was Tua last week.
Yeah, Tua.
Have to take a quick look. I don't have any really star players.
Well, I got
or
McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I just got Kyler Murray in a trade. Thank you, Noah.
Yeah. Right now, I would say probably maybe Cortland Sutton, maybe.
Cortland Sutton's carrying
would be my best player right now.
From the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
All right. Who inspires you / motivates you the most?
Definitely my dad. I talk to him so much, and he's been with me all the way. Even when I was down, he just kept on telling me it's you can give up now and regret this your whole entire life, or you can just keep on pushing.
That's
he was
awesome.
a big pusher for me to go to Western Illinois, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of colleges looking at me because of my downfall from sophomore, junior year, and I kind of was
it's just your origin story. That's all.
Yeah, origin story. I would say he was a big pusher. He's yeah, you could settle for D3 or D2, even though there's nothing wrong. Any level of competition's good. Or you can go D1, give it a shot, see what happens.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with where I'm at right now.
That's
so
awesome.
he definitely motivates me every single day.
So I was going to ask you, who is your biggest supporter? Do you have the same answer or some other answers?
It's actually my mom.
Okay.
My mom is my biggest supporter. Although she can't come to a lot of the meets and everything like that, she always she tries to find somebody to either my dad to FaceTime call her so that she can watch it. She'll try to find any live stream possible. She always is always sending me text messages right as I finish, even though I don't have my phone with me, always
That's
sending
awesome.
me right before. I mean, if she could come to every meet, she would. But I mean, she's definitely my biggest supporter.
All right. Do you have anybody else you'd like to shout out quick before we end the?
Shout out all the guys at home, I guess, in Burlington. Y'all keep on doing your things. Shout out the rest of the team that's watching this later. Please don't make fun of me too hard. That's about it, really.
All right. How can they follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram at Robert Perry with 3 Y's at the end. And RP Shoots, it's RP_Shoots also on Instagram. Give both of those a follow. And that's basically my main 2 things on Instagram.
All right, so Robert, you can now officially sign the table.
Before I sign the table, everybody else gave you a gift. So I know that you're a history teacher. So
Wow.
I gave you a very historical figure, Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls.
Here you go. He's a nice
Thank
little
you.
action figure.
Wow,
you
that's
can put on the
actually
table.
lit. And actually, Hobby off camera gave me a gorilla and a little sewn basket from his mom's
Aw.
charity that she was a part of, Art of Conservation. So if you notice that on the table. If you've made it all the way to the end of the episode, please leave a like, subscribe if you aren't already, follow on Spotify, leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, share. If you'd like to check out any past episodes, we recently just had Malia and Chrissy, and they were a hoot last episode.
Definitely.
From the team. Also Jason, Caleb, a couple other freshmen from Western Illinois. And then our other photographer on the team, my coach, Stephanie Brokaw. Podcast release every Sunday at noon. Thanks for listening.
Definitely.
You got anything else, Robert?
Once again, follow RP Shoots on Instagram. That's about it.
And then just remind the people, Crocs, Flick or Flak?
Flak 100%.
All right, that's it.